Hey guys, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. These are old interviews I've done at Comic Cons that were on live streams. They're like 3 or 4 hours long. I've cut them up so you guys can see them individually. There's people like Jim Starlin, Ming Chen from Comic Book Men, Chris Claremont, Emma Kubert, just to name a few. So do me a favor, check them out. They are a little bit dated, but they are a lot of fun, and I look quite a bit different on these videos as well. But there will be a playlist so you can check them all out. And at the end of this video, a new video will be able to click on to see that interview. So anyways, take your time, watch them, enjoy them, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Chad, how you doing?
Doing all right, man. How you guys doing?
I see you've been working over there the whole time. You didn't come. You brought someone with you over there.
That's my wife.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought.
It's the better half.
And she doesn't mind you drawing Harley Quinn, huh?
No, of course not. She's an accountant, so yeah.
That's awesome.
Harley pays the bills.
There you go.
I have a truck named Harley.
There you go. So how's your weekend been?
Really good. Really
Yeah.
good. It's been so nice getting back out into it, and it's amazing all the things you forget and the things you don't forget. And no. I mean, honestly, I think this is my first time out of the basement since like
2 years.
yeah, a year and a half at least,
Yeah.
right? So, and I'm all vaxxed up, so no mask needed for the most part. Every now and then there's like a store that's like, you know, like whatever, fine.
Yeah, it's still like in our area where we live in right outside of Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
And the Clackamas area. And I kid you not, you go to our local Fred Meyer, everyone has them out. And I don't have a problem with it. It's no big deal.
Right.
But
Because they can't tell who's been vaccinated or not, right?
But
You know,
I've
so-
noticed that I came here, nobody's got our hardly anyone has
Yeah.
masks on.
Yeah.
Which that was a thing I was wondering what the policy was for when I
Yeah.
came to this. Do we need a mask or whatnot? But
Well, you know,
we're good to go.
From what I understand, like if you have, and I am not a doctor, nor do, you know, do we need a legal disclaimer?
But
from what I understand,
nobody takes us seriously on
like,
this channel
like
anyway.
even if you're vaccinated and you catch it, there haven't been hardly any severe cases. Like you know, so your chances of like COVID really screwing you up, they're relatively low.
Yeah.
And then if you have the vaccine, they're even lower.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think at that point it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, once you start reaching the, you know, you might get struck by lightning
Yeah.
odds. Right.
That being said, this is not
Or-
any,
yeah.
any type
I'm
of
not a
medical
doctor,
advice.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But anyway,
I'll shut up and talk comics.
back to Harley Quinn.
Anyway, yeah.
So you've been drawing Harley for a while.
Yeah, I think we started. I think I signed the contract. It was right after Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, and I want to say 2013 or 2014. And I remember I had just gotten done with my latest DC assignment, and my had just basically finished his Supergirl book, and he was going on to X-Men.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, oh, they need a Supergirl artist, and I was doing fill-in on a Supergirl book, so I was hoping they'd really like my Supergirl pages. And this is an insane story. And I was doing Justice League 7.3, which was the Shadow Thief. Remember Villains Month?
Mm-hmm.
So I had Shadow Thief, and I had a deadline for Joey, and then Cavallari, who was my senior editor at DC at the time. And then I had 4 pages of Supergirl, and I was doing both of those on the floor of San Diego.
Yeah.
Which, have you guys ever been to San Diego?
Mm-hmm.
It's wall-to-wall humanity. Like, good luck doing
So
anything.
you're doing your work at the store?
I'm sitting here doing my work on the floor
There you go.
to hit my deadline for
Yep.
Supergirl. Joy drove home in the Prius. I had my drawing board.
Yeah.
Drawing Supergirl pages while she drove home. We ran into the house, scanned the pages, uploaded them to DC.
Wow.
And
Wow.
my hopes was at the time that they would offer me Supergirl.
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting, you know, as you do when you're a freelancer, just like, you know, please. And I knew that, you know, they were going to give me something, but I'm waiting. And then all of a sudden I get this email, and it's from Mike Martz, and he's like, do you want to do Harley? And I was like,
Oh, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What
You
a
know,
nice email to get.
and don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Supergirl fan,
Yeah.
but I was a even
Yeah.
way bigger Harley fan. So, I mean, I
Harley
was
is
just like,
a guarantee.
well, and you know what's funny? At the time, see, right now we think that, right?
Yeah.
But at the time, they were like, "Oh yeah, you'll probably do like 10 issues, and then it'll get canceled." And this DC telling us that, anyway. And I knew it was written by Jimmy and Amanda, so I'm like, Jimmy did 140 issues of Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
I think we might be okay. Not that there's anything against Jonah Hex, but I'm just saying, like, when you're a good enough writer to take, Jonah Hex,
Yes.
like you give Jimmy a character like Harley, and it's a
Sky's
no-brainer.
the limit.
Right. And it was a no-brainer. So, I believed in it, Jimmy believed in it, Amanda believed in it, everyone believed in it. But DC was like, yeah, 10 issues, whatnot. And then all of a sudden, like, we're selling hundreds of thousands of books, and they're going to second printing and third printing and fourth printing and fifth printing. And all of a sudden, DC's like, who's Harley Quinn? Or not DC, but Warner Brothers. And then, that's what got the Suicide Squad movie going. Awesome. And anyway, yeah, it was, but you got to remember, like, back when they offered us that book, they're just like, they're like, we had Terry Dotson on it, and there just wasn't that much interest. So you guys just do whatever, And Jimmy was like, all right. That's like, giving Jimmy like keys to a Lamborghini, be like, yeah, do whatever, Jimmy's going to drive it like he stole it. And I'm saying Jimmy, but it's Amanda too. Yeah. Amanda really, visually did a lot of the work. And Amanda's sort of the silent one, but like all the dirty jokes came. Anyway, but we had a great time. We had a great time on the book, and then Harley became, the fourth pillar of DC.
Sure.
And, but anyway, it was like getting paid to play, and good times.
That's awesome.
Good times. Yeah.
You mentioned the Suicide Squad movie. Do you think Margot Robbie is the perfect?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and it's funny though.
It's like the Hugh Jackman. From
so
Wolverine.
before they cast Margot, and she's here right now at the show. I was
here,
Katie Sackhoff. No, Katie Sackhoff.
Okay, yeah.
When they're like, who should we get? And I mean, I was a huge Battlestar Galactica fan.
Sure.
And if you watch that show, like maniacal laugh, really brilliant smile, right? Yes. I'm like going, please do, Katie. Anyway, cast her as Harley, and then they cast Margot, and I was like, but then I watched the movies. I'm like, okay, I get this. But then to watch Katie get on the Mandalorian, I'm like,
yes.
Anyway,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so good things happen to good people, and Anyway, but Katie was doing a panel here, and I'm like, you're working, but at the same time, you're like, can I go?
Sneak on over.
Yeah. So it's hard being a fan and a professional at the same time.
For those of you who don't know, they have the celebrities in a whole separate building.
Right.
And I've snuck over there a couple of times just to walk over there, but they're not over here with us. I noticed.
Yeah.
Last couple years ago, they were.
I think they're upstairs, right?
It's all another building.
Oh, it is.
And another building has an upstairs. We thought it was here, but no, it's only a one-story building. But
okay.
Yeah, it's just right out there. There's a whole other area where there's like booths set up in the Star Wars venue and the Legos and all this stuff. And then upstairs, all the celebrities are just staying away from us.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's really weird.
Because
usually you try and sort of infuse it all, and then the crowd circulates.
I think probably had a lot to do with how many people they could have in one building.
Oh, and
see,
so like the COVID. See, you always forget about the COVID factor.
That's what it was, and that's why the panels are outside. This year.
Well, and then like the liability too.
Yep.
Yeah. See, okay. Well, that explains it, right?
What are some other works that people might know from yours?
Oh my gosh! Well, it's really funny. I've worked on a lot. Like, if people don't know that I for a while I actually did Spider-Man for Marvel. Not Amazing Spider-Man, but like Web of Spider-Man. Other Spider-Man books.
Yes.
So that, but Spider-Man wasn't like a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
Like characters sort of have like the ebbs and flows. Yeah. And it was really lucky. I mean, I got on Harley when Harley was doing this, and I did. I think I've done Punisher. I've done Venom, Anti-Venom. But yeah, I've Warlord, Zatanna, Wonder Woman. So I mean, I've worked on a ton of big characters, but Harley was the one where it's just like lightning.
Yep.
in a bottle, so to speak. So, and now I'm doing a lot of my own creator-owned stuff too.
Why don't you talk about that?
I just finished all the commissions for Temerity 2, which was my second creator-owned book with written by Jimmy Young, so co-creator, and we just did all the
launched on Kickstarter and things?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
You know, we actually do Kickstarter and Indiegogo simultaneous.
Okay.
We launch on Kickstarter first, and we wait until we're funded on Kickstarter. Then we open up Indiegogo, because Indiegogo is no matter how much money you get, you fulfill.
Sure.
And so, so we want to make sure that we hit the Kickstarter number, because Kickstarter's all or nothing.
Yes.
So once we hit the Kickstarter numbers, we open it up on Indiegogo, and and people are like, oh well, you didn't do that well on Indiegogo, and I'm like, you know what, hey, I think we got like $5,000. I'm like, who's going to turn down $5,000?
Yeah.
And everything you do, you grow.
And you already had the Kickstarter campaign,
right?
There you go.
So hopefully by the time we do Temerity 3 or Temerity 4 or whatever, everything just keeps climbing. So,
awesome.
But yeah, that's I'm basically trying to focus more on covers now. Doing interiors is really just, it's a young man's game or a young person's game.
Right.
Okay.
Let me take a step back, because if I remember correctly, that Harley was 2 books a month. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, that's when I said, yeah.
I mean, that's gotta be
yeah.
rough on you. I mean, just to think that's a lot of work.
Well, one of the things that's awesome about comics is when you have an artist that sticks with the writing team and it's consistent for a long time. And so I think we had like 2.5 years where that's what I did with Jimmy and Amanda, where like, and don't get me wrong, I know Stefan came in. I mean, people forget, like, life happens while you're doing these books. Like my grandparents died. I have one grandparent left. Happy Father's Day, Grandpa. I know you're not watching. I'll give you a call later on though. But and then what life is always happening. So Stefan came in, John Timms came in, but for the most part, there's 2.5 years where it was just me, Jimmy, and Amanda doing Harley books. And then what happened is when they did Rebirth.
Yeah.
And I know what it was. It's always some accountant's idea, right? It's like, hey, well, if we're doing this many sales on Harley, if we do it twice a month, we're going to double our money, which sounds good on paper, right? It sounds good. Math, the math is good, right?
Sure.
It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And what happens is you don't have the consistent art. You don't have. You're always switching things up. And I was just like, okay, I can't. It was hard enough to do one a month.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So
a lot of work.
Yeah. So I think I did like 3 issues, and then Jimmy and Amanda kept pulling me back. So I think I went all the way to like issue 32, just like sporadically. But most of my stuff was all that New 52.
Yeah.
And then very, very beginning of Rebirth.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
Are there any characters that you haven't worked on that you would love to work on?
It's funny. I get asked this all the time, and I was actually doing a webcast the other day with Bob McLeod, and I love New Mutants growing up. Like, that was my book. That was like my book. And then Chris Claremont sitting right next to me, And I mean, I was just a humongous X-Men fan. X Factor, X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, you name it. I got all of those. But yeah, I would one day I would love to do New Mutants. But here's the problem with that. I want to do the original New Mutants. I don't. Like right now you're reading X-Men right now.
Yeah.
And you're like, who
I don't even know who the X-Men are right now.
You're like,
I saw the new team. I do
right. I'm like, like what did they do to Rogue? And that's just sort of the name of the game. Like, like if I was called to do X-Men right now, I think there'd be a lot of frustration, because I'm just like, I don't know who any of these X-Men are. Like, I want Colossus, I want Nightcrawler, I want Wolverine, the real Wolverine, Logan, and not that I have anything against X-23, but that's not Wolverine to me, right? I mean, when you're used to something for 40 years, and then they switcheroo on you, and they're trying to convince you that whatever they're switching is the original. Yeah. Remember, like Coke and Coke Classic,
right?
Like, people don't remember that, but it was just like, that went over like a tank.
Clear Coke,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This needs to be brown.
Exactly. And it's just, and so, these these higher ups, these
Yeah.
marketing people, these people that make these decisions that just don't know the fan base, and you know, whatever. But yeah,
The X-Men 94, that's always going to be my X-Men. Giant size X-Men.
yeah.
That's my X-Men right
There
there.
you go. Exactly right. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Dave Cockrum, and I got that signed,
There you
giant
go.
size #1. So,
Nice. I've never had that book in my collection before.
really,
All the Grails I've ever wanted,
Yeah.
that's the one that's always eluded me.
I traded a kid, and I'm pretty sure it was his like dad's or whatever. I got it for $50.
Really?
$50
I traded
in high school.
I traded I was in the sports cards for a while, okay, back in the day, and there was a brand that came out called Skybox.
Yeah.
that were
Oh
for
yeah.
basketball
Uh-huh.
cards.
Yeah.
I traded a box of that at the time because it was very popular. Those boxes now sell for like $10 a
Yeah.
box. I traded that for an X-Men 94.
There you go.
It was
Holy
a
crap.
wonderful day,
There you
and
go.
the guy
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
extremely
Yeah.
happy to get it.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, like, with that $50, I got giant size X-Men #1, like all the Jim Lee Punishers, like, you know, yeah. But I mean, and I feel bad, you know, but this is, I'm friends with Jesse James in Arizona,
Sure.
Jesse James Comics. And that's basically what he does. He goes and people who are just like, yeah, I just want these boxes out of my house. And I've told my daughters, because my daughter's like, Dad, our entire garage is comic books. Can we just throw these away? You don't ever open them. You don't ever do anything with them. Can we just throw them away? I said, okay, the answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
But just so you know, this book right here, like I pull out one book. This book is, you know, and then I go to eBay. See that selling for $500,000? You know, like maybe you might not want to throw this
Well,
out.
if you don't want to go through all the hassle
So,
of listing on eBay, you
right.
take stuff all the time.
Well, see, and that's what my friend Jesse does. Like he goes to garage sales. He finds people that are just like, just take it, and he's like, okay, you know,
Awesome.
and sells comics till the cows come home.
Very
So,
cool.
yeah.
Well, Chad, thank you so much.
Hey guys, thank you.
for coming on over and sharing your time with us. and
You are
stuff.
very
And,
welcome. Very
We've
welcome.
been staring at all you guys this
I
whole
know,
time.
right?
We just got to give the evil eye, and eventually you guys could look. I'm like, oh god, we got to go over there.
It's all good. It's fun.
But appreciate it.
Hey,
you know.
thank you.
Thank you.
And let's see. I'm trying to.
Right there. That's the camera right there.
Well, but give me the. Where can I see this?
Oh, it's called Comics with Bueller.
Okay.
That's
right.
the YouTube channel.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
And we've been live this whole time, so it's
Okay.
live streaming. But we have content all week long. We've been doing the YouTube content for about 3 years now.
Okay.
We're actually affiliated with Marvel and
Oh, good.
Image and you name it. They all kind of work with us.
Not
and
that we
everything,
badmouth.
so- That's all right.
Do we badmouth? Marvel doesn't know what it's doing with X-Men.
Well, actually, the only one I don't have any contacts with is DC.
Yeah, we should be able to fix that.
There you go. Perfect. I appreciate that.
I'm trying to think who you'd reach out to. Probably Larry
Larry.
Gaynham.
Okay.
I think he's the talent editor. So.
Yeah, I need to do that. He's the out of all the publishers that we, Image, Boom, Marvel. I mean, you name it. They're all lined up on us.
Yeah.
And they help us out and stuff.
Okay, cool.
Because we promote new comics. That's our
There
thing.
you go.
We focus on.
And DC's just never gotten back.
Yeah.
Why'd you pull like this old crotchety guy? This is like, I like my X-Men the way I, you're doing new comics.
We're old crotchety guys too. That's kind of our thing. We got all upset like last week on one of our shows.
You should just grab like kids out the alley. Hey, what are you reading? They're like, I love my copy of X-Men. You
Yeah.
know. And yeah.
We ruffle feathers all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
But
Good,
we
good,
do it
good.
with a lot of respect. So
Yeah. Well, you don't complain about something if you don't love it, right?
that's exactly right.
So
exactly
there
right.
you go. There you go. All right,
Thank you, sir.
you guys. Thank you
very
so
much for
much.
Guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those interviews. I had a lot of fun. Even the ones with Howard Chaykin, you know what? He just is who he is. But do me a favor, check out the playlist. Check out the video that pops up next. It's another interview over the years. And I think you're going to enjoy my time with these creators. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to live your best life. You know what to do. I'll see you next time. Bye.